Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie Man here and welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager 2020 save here with FC Twente. In this episode, we've got a big one, boys. We've probably got the biggest game we've played so far with FC Twente, and it is the live com. I'm very excited. Hopefully it's not 1-0. We've changed a few of the tactical stuff. We're trying to keep the form going. We've made some transfers. It's just a big one, guys. Be prepared to enjoy it. I can't wait. Let's get into it. Right, guys, so I did make a comment in the last video basically saying that Batista Maya would be near impossible for us to sign. And then we went and signed him. Yeah, we've picked him up. He's going to be here permanently next season. I can't remember what the fee was, to be 100% honest with you. Let's take a quick look. 875k. Absolute bargain. Absolute steal. He's a brilliant player. This young team just keeps improving, and he's on it. He's going to be here permanently. We're looking really good for next season already. I'm very excited. But he's not the only player we signed. We signed this guy as well, Lorenzo. I don't know tons about him. My scouts rate him. He's young, and it's for free. He was out of contract. There's no compensation. It's a free deal. It's another central midfielder. It's also another central midfielder that has brilliant passing. So the playmaker theme it's continuing. We're not going to leave it. It's continuing. And this guy just looks good. He looks like a tasty Italian. I mean, 15 passing, 15 technique, 15 vision. Just, yes. And he's quick. He's really quick as well. So, you know, I'm not sure about Mazzala because his long shots, they suck. But he's definitely, well, he can serve a purpose, can't he, in that midfield? And I'm excited to see what he can do. Also, guys, we've had the youth intake. Not really much happened there apart from this guy. He looks like he could be good. They say he has fairly decent potential. And considering all the good potential players we have, I'm kind of aligned to think that, yes, he will have good potential because they're going to be judging it against the rest of the team. And considering how good the rest of the team, especially the left side of midfield with Serrano and Nassi and certain other players, Batista Maya, I do think that this guy actually could turn out to be quite decent. 17 years of age, and he's got 13 determination. So let's just see how he turns out. But I just thought we'd spotlight that we had the youth intake. There was nothing really to write home about. This guy was definitely the best player by a country mile in that intake. If not, we'll just sell him on and hopefully get a good percentage in case he does turn out to be good. Right, guys, it's been a crazy run of games, but why we're sat on this screen is because the game for today's live com is against Vitesse in the cup final. We made it to the final of the cup. We're playing against Vitesse as well, which is insane. So again, for 2 seasons in a row, the big teams in Dutch football have not actually done well in the cup and haven't really made it to the final. Vitesse and ourselves are in the final. We've got a little bit of a rivalry with Vitesse as well. We have beaten them 3 times, drawn 3 times. We haven't actually lost to Vitesse. But if you don't remember and you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. But Vitesse is the team we beat in the playoff for the Europa League. So I'm kind of excited, but at the same time very nervous because it's cup football and you have there is no knowledge right now for me of what is going to happen in this game, and I'm very nervous for it. But let's see what happened on the lead up to this match. So we actually had a nail-biting game against William too. It was brilliant, a 3-3, and really, to be honest with you, considering the first half that we had, it shouldn't have been a 3-3. Batista Maya and Seferosa scored, and at that point, to be honest with you, I was like, okay, this is probably game, set, and match. We've been quite comfortable and confident throughout the games. And William 2 aren't really... They're not a team that I felt at this stage should be causing us any problems. But in the 85th and then the 88th minute, I couldn't believe it, boys. I was absolutely fuming, but they brought it back. So we went to extra time, and then Noah Lang scored, and I thought, okay, we've found a nice, calm place again now. This is going to be the result. 3-2, not bad in extra time, and then they scored again in the 105th minute. So it went to penalties. They missed 2. We only missed 1, and we go through. And yeah, it was a tough game to play. It was a very, very tough game to play. Honestly, the road to this cup final has been littered with controversy. After that, we played against Ajax. Now, this is a crazy game for me because coming up against a team like Ajax, who are a big team in this league, without a doubt, probably the biggest team in the league, we actually played exceptionally well, and I was really surprised because as soon as we drew Ajax, I was like, okay, this is probably it. We're probably going to go out. It's absolutely fine, though. We don't need to worry too much. Let me add as well, Vitesse knocked out Feyenoord and Feyenoord and PSV, so that's insane. But yeah, Nassi scored for us, Batshuayi scored for them in normal time, and then Espinoza in the 117th minute score. But it didn't end there. They had a goal disallowed in the 121st minute. I was sweating. It was very nerve-wracking. But nonetheless, we beat Ajax to go through. Unbelievable result. But as for the league, guys, since you last saw us, we did actually beat Ajax again. Off camera, we beat them 2-1. I don't know what's going on right now. We're just amazing. Ignacio scored, and then Daley Blind scored for them, and it was a very even game at that point. And then Singh got sent off, and I was kind of like, okay, a draw is fantastic for us. We're going to take that against Ajax at this stage. And then Aitor scored in the 93rd minute to make it 2-1. And yeah, it was a brilliant result. We then played against Almere, and we beat them 3-2. Ignacio again. Ignacio just really has been different level this year. I've constantly talked about maybe, well, probably replacing him and him not being good enough, but if we're being 100% honest, he's more than good enough at this level. I'm not sure when we go into Europe how good he's going to be and if he's going to cut the mustard in Europe, and there'll be a lot more games for us to play, but he's had a very good season this year in the league. So is Seferoza and Serrano scoring the goals, and again, poor end to the second half, and I was starting to feel that, so we changed our tactic up a little bit. We went against Utrecht. If you remember, Utrecht was right next to us in the league, so this was important. We want to kind of cement ourselves in 4th place so that we didn't have to worry too much. And with 3 games left to go, I'll show you the league table. We don't have to worry too much, but it was a stroke of luck. It was an own goal. Obviously, you know about the Ajax game, and then a frustrating game against FC Emmen, where I've got to show you this one, boys. This game was so infuriating. We had 19 shots, 8 on target. They had 7-4 on target, and they scored their first shot on target, as per usual. We've mentioned that so many times, but they scored their first one on target. Nick Baker, you know, it was frustrating. It's not a result we should be having. We then played against Vitesse in the league and drew 1-1. Seferoza scoring right at the end of the game, but it was a very good result for us because it meant that we stayed neck and neck with them in the table. And then played against Heracles, which we were going to come back for the Heracles game, but as soon as we got in the cup final, I thought, that's the episode, without a doubt. We beat them 3-1. They had a penalty, but Ignacio again getting 2 goals and Javi Espinoza scoring a penalty himself in the 45th plus 4 minutes. Jesus. We then beat Den Haag 2-1. Again, as you can see, a thing we was conceding, but we were playing fairly well. We were playing quite strong. Espinoza and Ethan led. Ethan really is important. They did score in the 94th minute. You know, it wasn't too big of a deal. We were in control, really. Then against William 2. We then 3-1. Now, it's early in the morning. I've literally not slept, so just bear with me. I'm very nervous. But we had to, while we were on this run of form, you should know what it's like. When you play an FM and you hit a run of form, I have to do this now. I have to play this final now in the early hours of this morning. Ignacio with 2 goals and Seferoza again. It was done and dusted in the first half, really, to be honest with you. The second half was pretty boring. So we're going to go into the Vitesse game. I'll show you the league really quickly. So this is how the league is looking. We're on 58 points, Vitesse on 53 points. Realistically, one more win and we finish 4th. Now, with the remaining games that we've got, one of them is PSV, so I'm no expectation for that. It's away as well. All we have to do is beat one of these 2 teams. I'm fairly confident we can do that. I'm also pretty sure that with being in the cup final, we get European football anyway. So we can kind of confidently say now, touch wood, fingers crossed, we do have European football next season, which I think is huge for us. This team is ever growing, getting better and better, and I'm really excited to see what we can do with it moving forward, especially next season as well. The team just seems to be getting stronger and stronger and better and more cohesive as we go along. Right, guys, so this is the lineup we're going to be going for today's game against Vitesse. And as you can see, it's a different kind of formation. We're playing a little bit differently. I'm mixing stuff up, but it's don't worry about it. It's working at the moment. So we're going to stick with it as long as it's working. Busquets does not normally play this role, though. To be honest with you, since we dropped playing defensive midfielder in favour for a cam, which Seferoza has been fantastic, we've actually stopped playing Busquets so much. And Espinoza's been playing in this position. But as you can see, Espinoza's suspended today, so that's a little bit frustrating. But I do feel, with this team, and the fact that Vitesse haven't beaten us in my entire time at FC Twente, we can win this. I didn't say that very confidently, did I? No, we can win this. We can win this, boys. I feel like this is going to be it. Now, Aitor has played okay in this position. The jury is still out on whether he will be playing that position. To be honest with you, I do believe, and I'm starting to feel like Aitor might have reached his peak here at FC Twente. He's been great, but I'm feeling like there's younger players that are rising through the ranks that could maybe play on that right-hand side. And, you know, mainly Paulo Fernandes now coming in and Batista Maya, that maybe we let Aitor go because now would be the time to cash in on him. I don't want to re-sign him, and with 2 years left on his deal after this season, it probably makes sense. If you think that's completely, what are you doing, Yorkie? Stupid decision, leave it in the comment section. But I just feel like maybe now is the time to offload him and cash in, kind of. Right, guys, cup final time, and I am definitely nervous for this. They actually have a decent team. Dejon Sterling, Shelly Bizarre, as we know. Tapia is decent, but Nick's caused problems for me. He's got really good attributes. He scored 16 goals in all competitions this season. Actually a very good player, and I realise he's only 20, and we do need a striker, but he is wanted by Ajax. But I was looking at him in the last game we played against him because he scored against us, and yeah, he's technically very sound, and he's not slow, so he's someone I'm interested in. To be honest with you, I've never heard of him before, but he looks like a really good young Dutch player. But the problem is when a team like Ajax want you, it's very unlikely that he's going to join us. Right, well, all the hard work is done. It's time for the final. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous, boys. Post now what you think the result. Do you think we will win this or not? I quietly confident because of our record against Vitesse. If we'd have been playing one of the bigger teams, I'd have been way more worried. But you never know. You never know. Can we get an early goal would be nice. Our pressing game has been very good recently, but as you've seen, defensively, we can still concede, and they go early doors there, but it's always tight angle for him, wasn't it? Right, so we've made it 15 minutes and nothing's happened, which isn't the end of the world. It's not the world's worst thing. I'm a bit nervous about how Busquets going to do today because he's not really played this role. Oh, I thought Ignacio was going to get a chance there. I'm not asking Busquets really at all to roam. I'm kind of asking him to stay in that position and just be the distribution. Whether he listens to that is a different story because he's not used to playing the role. So he's not consistent there yet. He's certainly not as settled as Espinosa was in playing in that position. And we've probably got the best out of Espinosa in recent games. Oh, they're in here though. Well saved. Yeah, in recent games, for this season, for me, Espinosa's been a little bit hit and miss. He's played less and less this year. But in recent games, in recent games, he's played really well in that central midfield position. So he is a big miss today. We need Ethan Laird to have a very good game as well. We're giving him freedom to run the channel down that right-hand side. It's been a very slow starting game and fairly even. If I was to say who the better side was at this moment in time, I would say they've created more. But it's still early days. We have got short passing on, but we tend to be playing longer balls at the moment, but I quite like it. Nassi scored against Ajax as well in that game, so that was fantastic as well. Against his old club getting a goal. It was great. It was great. Well, this is what happens on live comms. If you're new around here and you haven't hit subscribe, hit subscribe. But this is what happens in live comms. They're not exciting. I swear to God, guys, it's the same stuff off camera. I do nothing different. Just for some strange reason, we get way more exciting games. But we've had 3 shots, 1 on target. To be honest with you, what's really worrying is a lot of the players haven't come to the forefront today. Seferoza's been awful. Ignacio's been awful as well. And I really need Ignacio to be... he needs to lead from the front in today's game. Basically told them I'm not happy with what's happening. I don't know if that'll change things, but usually a kick up the old backside at half time can help us. I wouldn't want them to win as well because Drommel is their goalkeeper, and we sold Drommel to them. We do here with this long throw. It doesn't go through to anyone. It's not the correct position really for us to have the long throw there. But Nick there. They seem to be playing very deep. They don't seem to be pushing too many men forward, which makes me feel like maybe we should push more forward, but then I don't want to leave ourselves open. Because Butnick, if you give him the opportunity, He'll score. He will score. He only needs one chance. He really does. Bizarre. Get to that, Ethan. Clark. They're moving the ball nicely now. I'm kind of praying for not a good cross in. And there it is. I told you, one chance for Butnik and he will score. That is worrying. And we're probably going to have to make changes now. Well, there's no probably about it. I mean, look at that. 17 for the season. I knew if he got an opportunity, and it's just poor defensive work, really, isn't it? So we're going to go a little bit higher with the line. It's difficult to judge because apart from that one chance from them, really, neither team has created anything in this game. Neither side has really created anything. So it's a little bit worrying. They're creating well again now. They're pouring forward. I don't know what's happened. They've definitely had a better team talk, I think, than we had. But Nixon again. Oh, that was nearly two in very quick succession, and we really need to turn stuff around. I'm going to make some more wholesale changes, I think. We're going to go attacking as well. I think we need to go attacking now. We're going to make some subs. I'm not going to make them yet, though. We do here. We're kind of just pushing ourselves into a hole. Our passing is poor, and we're not finding anyone, really, of note. And they're in again, Butnik. They should be 2 or 3-0 up at this stage. We've really come out poorly. Sing with the free kick. Can we get anything from it? Oh, it's very close. All right, Paulo's on and Serrano's on. Nasi hasn't had a good game either. I don't know how long we can go without going 2 up top. Sometimes this is the problem. We don't really have an out. We don't really have an out ball here. Because I can't go 2 up top because we don't have the strikers for it. And that makes it really difficult for us. This is a bit better now. Laird. We haven't had him involved enough. Hopefully he could do something here. We need him to create something. Seferova. Pushes it wide. Not good enough. Not good enough at the minute, but that's a little bit better. A bit of a bright spark. Right, at this stage, guys, nothing has really happened, and it looks like we're going to bottle the cup. We're just not getting any opportunities. We're not winning the ball back like we usually would. Oh, we've let Butnik in straight away again. I'm not really sure what we're trying to achieve here defensively, and I don't think the team know what they're trying to achieve going forward because we've not done anything. Oh, they're in. There we go. That should be game over, guys, I'm afraid. The first time we are going to lose to Vitesse in this save, and it's the cup final. We've just really not turned up for this one. I don't know if it could have something to do with the youth. But look at how many men we've got back defensively, and none of them went to him. Not one of them went to him. I think it's going to take something big now for us to get back into this game. An early goal back would be massive, but don't look like we're going to create anything. I am making some more changes. Some more changes are afoot. I'm just not sure they're going to help us, though, and we're going to make our last sub. We need 2 goals now, really, fairly quickly. Sled goes through there, but he can't do anything with it. Ignacio's not been good enough today, has he? And that's a real shame. Batista Maya, though, could give us a lifeline. He can't even get it over the wall, though. Can't even get it over the wall. Vitesse have been clinical. We've just not turned up, have we? 1 shot on target. Ignacio's really going to have to take a hard look in the mirror after this game and say, I didn't turn up for the biggest game of the season. Right, guys. Well, that's actually going to be it. That's really a real downbeat patch on our season because we've had a really good season. We've had a resurgence, and to make it into the cup final against, I'm not saying easy opposition, but I'm saying the easiest opposition we could have got in this route to the final, and none of the lads turned up today for this game. None of them. Ignacio was non-existent, and it just really goes to show. Players like Nasi didn't turn up, you know, Singh didn't turn up, and it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. And the team's been playing, as you see from the results, the team's been playing very, very well recently, and just nothing. Just no creative force in this game. And, you know, maybe it does have something to do with just the sheer amount of youth and the occasion, it being a cup final. Maybe, I have no idea, but yeah, we're going to have to, bitter pill to swallow, but we're going to have to take this one and Yeah, Rayleigh's a dark shadow on what has been a very good season, and a season where we're probably going to finish fourth ahead of Vitesse, but lose out on our first bit of silverware, guys. You can't really be more unhappy at that result than I am right now. It really is frustrating because of how well we've done this season and how well the team's been playing in the build-up to this game. We've been, we've had the odd goal conceded. Let's be honest, we've had the odd goal conceded, but there's been one thing that we've been very good at on this build-up, apart from against Devon. Been very, very good at putting the ball in the back of the net. But just not today. It just wasn't there for us today and just didn't happen, did it? And that's bitterly disappointing. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. The next time you see me will be probably against the Graf Shaft, and we'll end the season there, and hopefully we get European football. That's the main thing that matters. You know, it's disappointing, but there'll be more cup finals for FC Twente in the future. We'll pick our heads up. It's just a shame that there's still definitely, it shows every now and again, doesn't it, that there's still not enough leaders in this team. And if I look at the overall team that started, I mean, let's just have a quick look at the team that started in that game. Apart from the goalkeeper, we've got a 19-year-old, a 19-year-old, two older players, I suppose, there at the back, but the rest of the team was very young, wasn't it? You know, a very young side there that's lined up in a cup final, and I think that definitely, it had a part to play, and we felt that, and we just didn't stand up on the occasion, did we? We didn't have the key performances from the players that we know can perform. But anyway, guys, that's been it for this episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, show me some love after that defeat in the cup final. I will see you in the next episode, end of the season. I'm looking forward to it. Onwards and upwards. Come on, FC Twente.